Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Silesius Wrocław Poetry Prize and Angelus Central European Literature Prize Award ceremony, Angelus. Today's gala will be hosted by Maciej Robert, Director of the House of Literature in Łódź, and Katarzyna Janusik, Deputy Director of the Wrocław House of Literature. For the fourth time, Silesius will be awarded together with Angelus at a joint gala of both prizes. We are broadcasting today's event online, so we are also welcoming you in front of the screens from the Wrocław Puppet Theatre. On behalf of the host of our ceremony, Mr. Jacek Sutryk, the mayor of Wrocław, who's represented by Serhiy, the head of the city council. Good evening. And the deputy mayor of Wrocław, Bartłomiej Ciążyński. Good evening. In a special way, we would like to bow against the writers and translators nominated to Silesius and Angelus, the publishers, as well as the jurors of both prizes. Our gala has already been held in the shadow of global catastrophes for several years, and I do not mean, unfortunately, those described in the nominated and awarded books. In 2020, we met in the midst of the pandemic. 2 years ago, we spoke about the situation of the Polish-Belarusian border. Last year, the gala was held in the shadow of the war in Ukraine. And 2023? A week ago, the war in Israel began. The refugee drama on the Polish-Belarusian border and the war in Ukraine are still ongoing, and the consequences of the situation in the Middle East are difficult to predict. One may ask whether literary prizes and all pro-reading activities may make any sense at all in a world that is increasingly engulfed in chaos. We firmly believe that they do, and that the fight for freedom of artistic expression, the fight for culture, are even more important, and that festivals of literature, such as today's gala, are all the more worth celebrating. Before we present this year's nominations, I would like to invite the representative of the mayor of Wrocław, Mr. Serhiy on stage. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to welcome you during the 18th edition of the Angelus Award and the 16th anniversary of Silesius Award. From this place, I have the pleasure to announce that 2024 has been proclaimed in Wrocław the year of Angelus Silesius, and that happened in September. I am delighted that both of the literature awards, I can announce you that I would like to congratulate all the nominees, because the fact that somebody was nominated is an outstanding achievement, and on many occasions that was the beginning of the world career and showed the intuition of the jury. The laureates were Svetlana Alexievich. The later she was awarded the Nobel Prize, and then Booker. And Silesius, congratulations to the only laureate that we already know now, Joanna Müller, that was awarded Silesius for the lifetime achievement. Being in the midst of group like Stanisław Różewicz, Ryszard, Krynicki, Ewa Lipska, to nominate only a few of them, it's a reason for great honor and joy. During the last years, the awards changed their nature, and it was decided that not only the laureates but everybody would receive financial awards, and that was the first decision of that in Poland. The prize for the translator was doubled, and the prize of Natalia Gorbaniewska was expressed as a 3 months scholarship for the winner in Wrocław. One of the person who used that was Kateryna Babkina, present at the gala, to whom Wrocław offered shelter just right after the outbreak of the war. In this context, Wrocław and the Wrocław literature institutions, they offered shelter to many people from Belarus, from Ukraine and from other places, answering this question that was asked. In Wrocław, we believe that the freedom of expression and artistic will is undeniable for human beings, and this is the right and not a privilege, we believe. We know that the ability of reading is the condition of a better life, and people who read books are just happier. That's why we are happy that we can promote readership by recommending the best Polish and European culture text in the chaos that seems to be flooding all the world in the midst of the war that outbroke just 1 week ago, in the middle of the electoral campaign. Literature is one of the most important elements of education. To all the writers who are present here and to all those who create for us, we would like to thank you for sharing your even most difficult thoughts, for being brave to touch upon the problems of the contemporary world, and for the beautiful language. We now miss a lot the beautiful language that should be an example of the devastating public discourse. So thank you so much. On behalf of the mayor of Wrocław, Jacek Sutryk, we would like to thank the jury for their work and all the writers and poets for the outstanding contribution. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we will be the first to present the Silesius nominees.
Wrocławska Nagroda Poetycka Silesius, która w tym roku wręczona zostanie po raz
The Silesius Poetry Prize in Wrocław, which will be presented for the 16th time this year, has since its very beginning aimed to honor the most important works and creators of Polish poetry. It already has more than 40 winners and laureates, among them Urszula Kozioł, Tadeusz Różewicz, Krystyna Miłobędzka, Ryszard Krynicki, who celebrated his 18th birthday this year. The symbol of the award is a statuette by the Wrocław-based artist Michał Staszczak. Silesius will be awarded in 3 categories: Debut of the Year, Book of the Year, and the Lifetime Achievement Award. Allow us to introduce the jury, which deliberated as follows: Piotr Śliwiński, the chair; Monika Glosowicz, Paweł Mackiewicz, Małgorzata Mikołajczak, Krystyna Biedrych, Paweł Pruchniak and Alina Świeściak. Now let's see which books received nominations in the Debut of the Year category.
Mamy więc
So we have 3 books nominated in the debut of the category: Iwan Dawidenko, Halal,
Dole i katalog press.
the publishing house Papier w Dole and Katalog Press, Stanisław Kalina-Jaglarz, Gości Cójki, Wydawnictwo Biblioteki Śląskiej, Paweł Stasiewicz, Oprawa skórzana, Leather Paperback, and the publishing house Papier w Dole and KIT Association of Living Poets. We are about to find out which of the debutants will receive 15,000 zlotys prize and the Silesius statuette. I would like to add that all the nominees receive a distinction of 5,000 zlotys. We would like to invite the representative of the City Council and the chairman of the jury, Professor Piotr Śliwiński, to the stage. We would like to ask the chairman of the jury to announce the verdict in the debut category. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Representative of the City Council and the writers, who are the most important ones here, after a very vigorous and sometimes oppressive, I would say, very demanding the ability to find peace, we decided to give the award to the book as we believe will be enjoyed by the readers of the new poetry. It's full of paradoxes, irony, many shifts of action, but it will be enjoyed by those who want poems about a topic, speaking about something tangible, about episodes and the words of our own life. In the poems that we awarded, it's not only about looking in the Polish language and foreign languages. We can see the traces of experiences, the echoes of brutal experiences. It's a beautiful book in which different moods, from melancholy to anger, are set into a very old composition of vitality and pain, strength and hopelessness. I wanted to write a poem about war, but I give up. Maybe a poem about a bird, about myths, about the rivers, that smiles to people on both sides of barbed wire, about humanity. I say as it is. People sometimes have the outrage. And we sometimes read those texts to say that at the end the award goes to Iwan Dawidenko. Ladies and gentlemen, Iwan Dawidenko wrote Halal, published by the publishing house Papier w Dole and Katalog Press. We will ask the winner to say a few words. Wow. I would like to thank everybody who wished to read my book. Among those people who really wanted to read the book, I would like to say who really wanted to read the book: my editor, my publisher, Konrad Góra, who, as professor once said, that you never say no to this man, as Professor Śliwiński said, and to many other people that I cannot remember because I'm filled with emotions. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you very much. Another category of the Wrocław Silesius Poetry Prize 2023, Book of the Year. The jury has selected 5 finalists also in this category. All nominees will receive 5,000 zlotys each, while the statuette and the prize of 50,000 zlotys will go to the author of one of the nominated volumes. They are So we have 5 fantastic books in the final. Miłosz Biedrzycki, Wiosna ludzi, Art Publishing House, Kamila Janiak, Miłość, Love, The Publishing House of the Wojewódzka Biblioteka Publiczna i Centrum Animacji Kultury in Poznań, Natalia Malek, Obręcze, The Same Publishing House, Jan Rojewski, Ocalałe 2030, Content, and Piotr Zomer, Lata Praktyki, Years of Practice, the Publishing House of the Voivodeship Library, and the Center of the Animation of Culture in Poznań. Let's hear who is the winner of the book of the category of the year. We would like to invite the chairman of the jury, Professor Piotr Siwiński, and the head of the City Council of Wrocław, Serhiy Kmiecik. And again, can you please read the verdict? Dear ladies and gentlemen, I have been here several times before, and before we had some presentations and something, and I had time to think of something in my head, and before I forgot to tell you that the books that were not awarded the main prize are very beautiful books, and all of you who are here, you're obliged, and please encourage other people to read all of the books, not only the awarded ones, because those who were not awarded the main prize today may be awarded some other main prizes tomorrow. And as I said, it was really difficult to choose one book of the year, because we were not choosing between a bad in poetry and a good in poetry, between the evil or the non-evil, or pure evil and a lesser evil. We were choosing between outstanding, amazing, or fantastic, as Katarzyna said, fantastic books. So our choice that is done already, it was difficult, however, it was joyful. During our deliberations, there were questions like, maybe with some invisible ink in the regulations, it's possible to divide the main prize by 5, by 4, by 2, maybe at least. No, it's not possible. You have to choose one book. The award goes to the author who could look back and speak only from above, but he looks. Normally, he writes as he says. He uses music that's tangible. He's not speaking with manifestos or appeals. He speaks and writes, he writes and speaks with the conviction that being volatile is something really special. We now give the award to a book that divides the words, divides the phrases so that they are not too boasting about things. It's a book that takes care of the child, of the conversation that's not broken, that listens to the sounds of the streets. It's a book of life, not only nostalgia or the currently vital right that somebody has. Reading about the years of practice, Piotr Zomer. This is the book, The Years of Practice, Lata Praktyki, Piotr Zomer. Reading this book of Piotr Zomer, I think the poems are not lost yet. I can only remind that Piotr Zomer got in 2010 Silesius Lifetime Achievement Award of Silesius. Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think you hear me now, right? You see me as well. It's me. I would like to show my face because I got this award for a book of the year. And on this occasion, I don't have any sheets of paper here, but I would like to say that I'm really moved by what the chairman of the jury said. I got caught and I got very emotional about that. And apart from the fact that I'm emotional about the fact that, again, the city of Wrocław decided to host me like that and give me this award, I would like to thank Wrocław and all the jury members for deciding that I should be again given that. And I would like to thank my publisher, the publisher who for years have been publishing my books. On top of that, usually just like they were designed by the graphic designers, I don't like to contact these people. Guys who don't cry, just like I cry. Of course, you see that I cry a lot. Well, guys who never thank anybody after such a huge piece of life. But I do say it right now. I'm very emotional about thanking all of these people, thanking Wrocław, thanking the designers and the publishers. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there is still the most important award left, which we have been enjoying since May, which is Silesius 2023 for Lifetime Achievement. Before we invite the laureate on stage, we will ask Piotr Śliwiński to deliver the justification of the verdict. The Lifetime Achievement, which is half-lifetime achievement, the half-lifetime achievement goes to writers as they run, as they are on the go. In the middle of the phrase that they are writing, it now goes to the author of 8 volumes, the editor of 3 anthologies, and she took care of many other books of different poets. Since the first volume of Saburi, the big thing of the author, or the body, not only the subject, has been the language. The language, Wersja intro, what do I miss? the access to myself, my face is covered in my body, and this is the body which is delicate, and it's a copy of different wounds. I open up, I close, I feel hungry, I feel I need to say something. So our verdict will be enjoyed by everyone who think that the poetry needs to realize and needs to express the language that lives in our mouth. And sometimes we don't know it because it's been hidden somewhere. Sometimes with experiences we never expressed, like the feminine expression. Those who believe that language should have the expression and should look for the language outside of the associations, it should force the lexia and grammar, would see in Joanna Miller, their poet, the care of their needs that were never expressed. The poetry of the language does not dump the world. Sometimes it resonates with the moment, just like it resonates now. I'm going to read a poem now. How Do You Love Her is the title. Just like a stupid daughter that you cannot speak about, so in order to speak bad, you don't speak.
Jak miesiączkującą mesjaszkę z periodami powstań, z panieńską skórą, pisaną bykowcem, i jak dziadówkę z rozpuszczonym biczem, sfochowaną dziewoję dziejową, kiedy podnosi głos, tę broń białogłowską, jak brankę eklezjastyczną na wiecach potępienia pod trutą truizmami, steraną tolerancją, tu i ówdzie uszczkniętą przez szczujki, jak wieloródkę, która znowu zaszła w mit, i będzie chować po polach pękarty, a ból tu mamy refundowany. Jak z natury osiadłą Penelopkę galotkę wliczoną w program lojalnościowy, kiedy stroi się w przymierzalni w naręcza ubrań pawio upierzonych, które za tydzień powiesi na strychu, gdzie chodzi co dzień rozmyślać o pętli. Tak ją kocham i wierzę i szczerze. Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you very much. We would like to welcome Joanna Miller to the stage. Welcome to the stage. I would like to remind that the winner receives the prize of 100,000 zlotys and the statuette by Michał Staszczak. Please take the floor. I had time to prepare, but I'm still emotional and nervous. First of all, I would like to say a few words to these people who will stay on the other side, that I know how horrible you might feel, how it is to be nominated and not receive the award, but I keep my fingers crossed so that you are on this side as I am. I would like to thank as well, because not like Piotr Sommer, I feel that I do have to and I want to thank many people. At the beginning, I would like to thank the jury members for this gesture of trust, and not only trust, it's also a gesture of courage in this country to give an award to a woman and to give an award of a lifetime achievement to someone who's not that old, I hope. So let me try not waste this gesture of trust and do something good out of that. I am aware that this is an award not only for me, and I will keep putting more people into this award. And today in Prosa Club, during every meeting dedicated to this award, I mentioned the word of communities, so I would like to thank my communities that have been important to me. Wspólny Pokój, this seminar that for 12 years has been supporting me, inspiring me, and keeping on the surface. You all know the people who were in touch with the seminar, and there are hundreds of people. You all know what I mean. And I make you part of this award without mentioning the names, but one name I need to mention, Beata Gula, without whom or Wspólny Pokój or myself would not be present here, because she's always been there supporting me in my writing. Beata, thank you so much. The second community I would like to name is the literary office, Biuro Literackie, who is my publisher of the last books, and also a place where in life I can do what I love, which is I can edit other people's books. So I would like to thank Artur, Ola, and all the team to this community. And I'm also grabbing all these people who have been part of it. And at the end, I would like to thank my closest community, which is my family, that I know that sometimes my writing might be difficult for them, so thank you so much for giving me this space and that I can have my space. And to finish, I was thinking of the space of freedom. We spoke a lot about freedom in prose today, and I believe that poetry might be the last asylum, a space where we can really be free. We can speak with our own language, voice, without the threat of being taken away, without that threat. If my poem for the last 20 years gave this space of freedom, I'm happy. And I take you to my feast and community today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joanna Miller. Thank you, gentlemen. These are all the distinctions of this year's Silesius Award. This brings us to the presentation of the most important award for prose books by Central European writers published in Polish. In just a moment, we will know the winners of the 18th edition of the Angelus 2023 Central European Literature Prize. Out of 100 shortlisted books, 7 made it to the final, and regardless of the final verdict, which we will know soon, we would like to congratulate all the nominees. As in the case of the Silesius competition, all nominees will receive an award of 5,000 zlotys each. For the Angelus Central European Literature Prize, publishers can submit works by living authors from 23 Central European countries: Albania, Austria, Belarus, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Croatia, Montenegro, Czech Republic, Estonia, Kosovo, Lithuania, Latvia, Macedonia, Moldova, Germany, Poland, Russia, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Ukraine, and Hungary. The winner or laureate of this year's prize will be the author or writer of a book published in Polish in the previous year. If the winner is a foreign writer, the translator of the awarded book will also receive a prize of 40,000 Polish zlotys. If the winner is a Polish writer, the jury will, according to the rules, choose the best translation from among the nominated foreign books. Let us now introduce the jurors of the Angelus Prize. The jury is chaired by Martin Pollack, the Austrian-born writer and winner of the Angelus in 2007. The jury members are Wojciech Browarny, Kinga Dunin, Michał Nogaś, Mikołaj Ryabczuk, who is not present with us today, Justyna Sobolewska, and Andrzej Zawada.
A oto nominowane w tym roku.
And here are the nominated books.
For the sake of order, let us once again present the list of finalists.
Stanisław Asiejew, Svetlana Droga, Obóz koncentracyjny w Doniecku, translation Marcin Gaczkowski, The Publishing House of Kolegium Europy Wschodniej Tamara Duda, córeczka, daughter, translation by Marcin Gaczkowski, the European Eastern Europe Collegium, Publishing House, Katarina Kuzbelowa, Czepiec, translation Katarina Dudzic-Grabińska, Hart, Publishing House, Judyta Rudzka, Ten się śmieje, kto ma zęby, wydawnictwo WAP, Judith Zachalski, spis paru strat, tłumaczenie Kamil Idzikowski, Piotr Ciemion, Bela Ciao, Filtry Publishing House, Sasza Stanisic, Skąd, translation Małgorzata Karlińska, książkowa Klimaty. Tonight, unfortunately, one of the nominees, Stanisław Asiejew, is not with us, having been mobilized into the Ukrainian army. However, he has completely different responsibilities now, and he has passed on a brief message for all of us. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank for the honor of being nominated to this award and for the ability of giving this very important message. Unfortunately, I will not be able to physically be present during the ceremony because of the Russian work in Ukraine and the mobilization processes in Ukraine. That's why I would like to hand a very brief message and underline that my book, Svetlana Droga, answers many questions. What is all about the war? So it shows how our enemy fights. Because the fact that the Russians systematically torture the Ukrainian civilians and the Ukrainian people, creating the concentration camp in the midst of Europe, this is the war between the civilization where we have to win. God bless Ukraine. Thank you very much for this video, and we wish for a world in which no one, no writers, no one else has to put their lives at risk. We are about to find who will receive an Angelus statuette first. However, we will present an exceptional distinction of the Reader's Prize. In 2014, the jury of the prize decided to honor the memory of the first chairwoman of the jury, Natalia Gorbaniewska, by establishing a prize named after her. Who receives this award is decided by readers in an online vote. Natalia Gorbaniewska was a Russian poet, journalist, and translator of the Polish literature. She was a member of the human rights movement. She was one of the 8 participants of the demonstration in Red Square in 1968 on the 25th of August against the incursion of Warsaw Pact troops into Czechoslovakia. She was arrested, held in a detention center, and forced into a psychiatric prison. In 1975, she emigrated from the Soviet Union. She lived in Paris and took Polish citizenship in 2006. She died in 2013. The Reader's Prize is a 3-month writing scholarship in Wrocław. It is the readers who decide and invite their favorite authors to Wrocław. The winner or prize winner will also receive a statuette by a Wrocław artist, Professor Przemysław Tyszkiewicz. We invite the chairman. We invite the chairman of the Angelus Award, Mr. Marcin Pollack, and the representatives of the city of Wrocław. Now we would like to ask Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, to say a speech. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. To those who came to Wrocław, good evening in Wrocław. It is very special and weird, especially after those weeks of electoral campaign time, the time of being quiet. You have to pay attention to what you say. However, I will try to say something to you with some kind of message, and that's my intention. First of all, but I will be very careful with my words. For sure, we can thank. I would like to, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank the writers, women and men, who inspire us. They open up our heads. They make us emotional, more delicate, and more aware. Reading makes you happy and joyful, as someone said today. I would like to thank honestly to all the translators, because without them we would be closed in a very small language cultural loop, and being closed is never good. So I would like to thank the publishers for being courageous to run this not very easy business. And at the end, I would like to thank as well to the organizers of this amazing gala, of this festival, and of this award that have been presented in Wrocław to the Wrocław House of Literature for challenging us, the city of Wrocław. Thank you so much for that as well. And I think that in this time, I can say something about the culture, literature, about Wrocław. I would like to say this is the city of culture. Imagine that our inhabitants, we have tested that, in the second, third place as an argument for living in Wrocław, for working in Wrocław. They say the cultural offer, the atmosphere and the vibe related with culture. For the city residents of Wrocław, it's a very important element of love to this city. I am convinced that this is also the city of literature, thanks to the Night of Literature, thanks to Angelus and Silesius Awards, also thanks to many outstanding authors and publishers who run their businesses in Wrocław as well. It's also a meeting place. We've used this slogan for a long time, for almost 25 years, but I would like to say that this is not only an advertisement, it's not only a slogan, it's a meeting place. And we like to pour content into this concept on a daily basis. In the last years, we have poured facts and content that every fourth resident of Wrocław, man or woman, is a newcomer, also from the Central Europe. This is a place of a meeting place. And in this context of this award, of Central European Award, it's also very important. And at the end, very carefully, hopefully, I am not going to harm anyone or nobody is going to judge me. I'm going to wish that tomorrow evening, I hope that tomorrow evening we are happy, joyful, smiling, and with optimism and peace looking into the future of our city, region, and country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Chairman, please tell us the verdict. Now we will know who receives the award of Natalia Gorbaniewska. First of all, I would like to say sorry that I look like an elderly person and walk like that. For a simple reason, I am old. That's why I walk like that. Even more, I am very grateful that I can be of service in this evening for this jury, beautiful jury. During our meetings, it's been an amazing experience for me. It's really amazing. I learn a lot from all those meetings. I'm very sorry that I'm shivering like that. Well, it's my age. So this award to Ukraine. We all live in horrible times. We all know that. War in Ukraine first, and now war in Israel. The political situation in Europe is one to forget. I come from Austria, but this Austria also goes to the right. I cannot say anything about the Polish politics. I received from a friend, I got this pig from a friend. And I said, why is there a pig? Why are you giving me a pig? She tells me, you don't know? Only pigs. Well, I think I'm a pig too. I'm really sorry to be a pig. So this award goes to an Ukrainian writer. She wrote a very beautiful, very strong, in my opinion, very necessary book. Of course, you might say that this is too early. During the war, you cannot write, right? But yes, you can. And many people showed us that it's necessary to write. And literature is the only thing that will save us in this time, right? Because if you look at what's happening in the world, what would we do without literature, without authors, with that poets. This is horrible. I'm sorry. So the award goes to Tamara Duda. My warmest congratulations. Tamara Duda, a book Daughter, translated by Mr. Gaczkowski, was published by Collegium Europy Wschodniej Publishing House.
Я зараз від переляку жодного слова не зможу сказати.
Їм треба це перекладати? Нерви, емоції, шановні.
Nerves, emotions, ladies and gentlemen.
Коли я працювала над цією книгою, я почувалася надзвичайно самотньою.
В праці над książką
When working on the book,
ogromna samość.
I was accompanied by
В цьому
enormous
мороці, цій
loneliness.
ситуації, яка була довкола нас, була єдина зірка, до якої я йшла попри все.
W tym nieszczęściu, które
In that
spotkało, książka była jedyną
unhappiness
gwiazdą,
that we faced, the book was the only star I was
Серце,
going
власне, яке
towards.
надзвичайно боліло. І відчуття, що є нитка справедливості, за яку потрібно триматися.
Mimo bólu serca,
Apart from the
miałam poczucie, że jest
heartache,
istnieje nić,
I felt that there is this
warto
thread
walczyć.
of
І коли я принесла рукопис
fairness,
до
and you
своєї
have to fight for that.
української видавчині пані Ірини, я запитала її, як ви думаєте, чи буде хоч іще один читач, який захоче прочитати це?
I zapytałam mojej
And I
wydawczyni,
asked
czy
my
osobną
publisher when I
książkę
brought this
ręką się
book
do wydawnictwa,
in the manuscript, and I brought it to the publishing house, and I asked, will there be at least one person who would like to read that?
Тільки однією з найбільш популярних в Україні.
Okazało się, że książka
It turned out that
jest nie tylko jedną z
the
najpopularniejszych
book is not only one of the most popular books in Ukraine,
виявилося, що вона дуже легко пробиває кордони до сердець людей в інших країнах.
W dodatku
and on top of that,
unieważnia granice,
it
wkrada się
cancels
w
the
serca
borders
ludzi
and it
w
penetrates the
innych
hearts
І
of people
так
in other
само
countries.
читачі з Польщі приходять до мене і говорять українською, польською, англійською, плачуть на презентаціях, і ми розуміємо одне одного без слів.
Czytelnicy z Polski
The readers from
podchodzą do
Poland
mnie, mówią po polsku,
approach me, they speak Polish, Ukrainian, English, and they cry,
rozumiemy się bez słów.
but we all understand one another without words.
Ту безпечну гавань, якою є Польща і для своїх громадян, і також для українців зараз.
Bardzo was proszę,
I would like to
ustrzeżcie
thank you very much.
tę.
Save,
Pan prezydent zwraca uwagę, że trzeba uważać.
Mr. Mayor
Bardzo was
says,
proszę,
you have to be careful.
ustrzeżcie tę
Please
bezpieczną
save this
przestrzeń. Ona jest
safe
ważna nie tylko
harbor. It's
dla
important not
Polaków,
only
ale
for
również
Poles, but also for the Ukrainians.
Ця безпека дуже крихка.
A bezpieczeństwo to rzecz
And
krucha.
safety is a
Це
very
величезне
fragile thing.
щастя мати можливість планувати на наступний рік такі події. І збиратися тут і не боятися, що вам прилетить бомба на голову.
To wielkie szczęście móc planować
It's a
podobne wydarzenia.
big joy to be able to plan this event with 1 year
Nie przyleci do nas
ahead,
bomba.
being aware that there's no bomb coming at you.
І бережіть свій мир і свою країну.
Bądźcie proszę silni,
Please
odpowiedzialni,
be strong,
strzeżcie
responsible,
pokoju i
defend the
swojego
peace
kraju.
and your
І я вам
country.
дуже сильно дякую за те, що ви врятували так багато українських життів.
I dziękuję bardzo
And
za
thank you very much
uratowanie
for
takiej
saving so
wielkiej
many
sytuacji.
Ukrainian lives.
To było pierwsze Angelusowe
This was the first Angelus Award of the evening. Can I say something, please? Because I forgot at the beginning about the translator. Literature without translators is not existing, and here we have an amazing translator, Mr. Gaczkowski, who not only translated this one book, but he also translated another book from Ukraine that is nominated on the shortlist. He's also the translator of the other book. So thank you so much. All of us would like to thank you, Mr. Gaczkowski.
Proszę Państwa, to była nagroda imienia Natalii Gorbaniewskiej.
This was the Natalia Gorbaniewska Award, and now we move on to the presentation
Do wręczenia
of
nagrody
Angelus 2023 Award. And I would like to ask the president of the jury, Martin Pollack, to take the floor again. Okay. I'm laughing, but the times are not funny. They're horrible times. Nothing to laugh about. I don't know what's going to happen in Poland tomorrow, right? We will see. But literature for us is so valuable for us in these times. Without literature, without the language of literature, in this time when the language goes to the dogs, or it, so the political language goes below anything acceptable. The political language is horrible. That's why literature is so important for us. It lifts us up. And we are very grateful to all the artists, writers who are sitting here, who are here with us, that they create in these horrible times. It's very difficult. I don't know if I could do it, just like you. So the award goes to the book. In my opinion, the decision was very difficult. The jury members, we debated, we didn't argue. No, I wouldn't say we argued. Of course, the language we used was decent, right? We used decent language, so we didn't argue. Nobody was kicking anybody or hitting anybody. No, we were decent people. We were quite cultural, I would say. But it was very difficult to choose, right? Because we had plenty of amazing books to choose from. I don't understand how these people in these times, they write so amazingly. I don't know how they do it, but we are grateful for their work because we need that. We need that very much. I always thought that I would receive an envelope. I open the envelope and then the winner is. No, I don't have that envelope. So, okay, I will just say. And the winner is Sasha Stanisław. Please join us on the stage, Sasha Stanisław, and the translator of his book, Małgorzata Gralińska. Sasha Stanisław for the book Skąd, translated by Małgorzata Gralińska, published by Klimaty Publishing House, received a statuette by Ewa Rossano and 150,000 zlotys. Can you please take the floor?
Das Wasser war ein Gimmick. Ich wollte zu dem Wasser etwas sagen.
It was a trick with the water. I would like to say something about the water.
Das Wasser hat mir Tomasz gegeben, mein Verleger, mein polnischer Verleger.
This water was given to me by Tomasz, my Polish publisher, and he said that today the ceremony might last quite long. It's my publisher who brought me water. Isn't it unthinkable?
Und deswegen ist dieser Dank, den ich ihm aussprechen möchte. Tomasz, wo bist du? Ich weiß gar nicht.
Tomasz, where are you? I would like to thank you.
In diesen Zeiten dieses Buch gemacht zu haben. Mein großer Dank gilt dir und deinem Verlagshaus.
I would like to thank you so much that in these times you published my book. Special thanks to you and to your publishing house. And the second person I would like to thank stands next to me. Thank you, Gosia.
Ich stelle mir bei Übersetzern vor, dass sie einem Buch beibringen zu laufen. Ich schreibe ein Buch in meiner Sprache, das ist Deutsch. Gosia nimmt es an die Hand und bringt ihm das Laufen in Polen bei.
I always imagine that with the translation is like the translator teaches how to walk this book. I write in my language, I write in German, and Gosia translates this book into Polish, and in Polish she teaches this book how to walk. So forever we are bound. So we have a joint child together.
Worte noch an meine Kollegen. Ich habe einen Krieg überlebt. Und hier ist ein Kollege, der nicht hier sein kann, weil er in den Krieg muss. Ich finde das unglaublich, dass wir auf dieser Bühne stehen. Wir, die mit Sprache arbeiten, müssen jetzt mit Waffen arbeiten und kämpfen für die Zukunft des Landes. Ich finde das unglaublich. Wir sind nicht gemacht, um Waffen zu führen. Unsere Waffe ist die Sprache, ist Literatur. Und in solchen Zeiten leben wir. Und das bedrückt mich und das sollte nicht so sein.
I left war, and I can be standing on the stage here, and my colleague is fighting right now. He cannot be here for obvious reasons, and this is unthinkable. It's horrible that we, the people of writing, we have to fight. Our weapon is literature. It's the language. We should not be fighting. It's unthinkable. And the last thing, tomorrow in your country you have the elections. And the elections is accompanied by referendum. I'm standing here in front of you on this stage because once I fled, and I fled through borders that were open. And if at that time I wouldn't be standing here, I wouldn't receive water, I wouldn't meet Gosia, I wouldn't be able to be here with you. I would be standing in front of some fence, in front of some barbed wire fence, just like in Hungary, for instance. And that's why I would like to say that this award is the award for open borders and for open literature. Thank you so, so much. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Let's stay here because this is not the end. Ahead of us, the Translation Award. As Maciej mentioned, if the Angelus Award is given to a foreign author, the translator of this book is honored with an award of 40,000 zlotys and a statuette by Professor Przemysław Tyszkiewicz. I would like to ask Marcin Pollack to make a statement. We all know that literature without translators does not exist. It exists in just one country. But here, so that it could exist all around the world or in our region, in Europe, we need translators for that. I am a translator of literature myself. It's a fact. We are very grateful, and I remember the years where the translator was shown and underlined. Very often the name of the translator was not even mentioned, but this has changed and this is a huge progress. We are very grateful. The laureate of Angelus is Małgorzata Gralińska, the translator of Skąd book.
Poprosimy laureatkę o kilka słów jeszcze.
Thank you so much to Sasha. Thank you, Sasha. You've answered all my emails and you gave me all the answers to all my questions. You're always very quick to answer all the questions, and that was amazing to work with him. And the book, Herkund, was translated into 30 languages, and he was so swift with all the translators of all those languages. I would like to thank the publisher, Tomek. I sent him a few pages of the book, and he said, yes, we're getting that one. I'd like to thank the editor of this book, Radek Topolski, my husband, Filip. Thank you so much for being the first reader of the book, and he's the author of the title of the book, Skąd. We would like to invite all the nominees of the two awards as well as the translators to the stage. You will all be standing on that part of the stage, please. And Angelus, please come to this part of the stage. Nobody wants to be the first one on stage, please. Don't be shy, come to the stage. Thank you. Angelus here and Silesius there.
Proszę, my jesteśmy najmniej ważni. All
of you, you will receive pens donated by the Pióra Polskie company. And I think that this is the moment where we can applaud everyone, the nominated writers, translators, and the laureates. Now, can you please come closer so that we can take a joint picture, so that everyone is in the picture. It's a moment for the journalist.
Dobrze, to proszę Państwa, kiedy dzieją się zdjęcia?
When photo shoot happens, I would like to say that in the City of Literature UNESCO, this is not the end. Tomorrow there's going to be meetings. We would like to invite you to Prose Club in Wrocław House of Literature at 11:30, and then with Mr. Ivan Davydenko and Mr. Sommer, you will have a meeting with the Silesius winners at 1 p.m. in Prose Club. Thank you so much for participating in this award. We have concluded this year's edition of the two literary awards, the Silesius Wrocław Poetry Prize and the Angelus Central European Literature Prize.
Na język migowy tłumaczyła Agata Mazieńczuk, tłumaczenie na język angielski Joanna Kłębicka.
This evening's music was illustrated by Franciszek Pospieszalski. The visuals were prepared by Jakub Kamiński-Szalwa, and the sign language was interpreted by Agata Mazieńczuk. English translation, Joanna Kłębicka. The event was organized by the Wrocławski Dom Literatury. See you next year.